Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. My name is Capo Daniel. I am an Ambazonian activist advocating for the independence of Ambazonia and separation for the former British Southern Cameroons. I have come to you because the Cameroon government and the Cameroon army, through their propaganda and their practical spokesman, Kuniam Titus, have released new evidence regarding the killing of 2 university students by the squad of their elite unit that is led by John Eko Ewome, also known as Moja Moja. These 2 university students were removed from their hostel in Munia and executed, their body displayed on the street, humiliated, their head trampled upon them by John Ewome, claiming that they were part of Ambazonian forces that attacked their senatorial elections in Munia and Buea. This is the fact of the matter. There was no attack or no attempt to disrupt La République du Cameroun senatorial election in Buea. We have spoken to several witnesses that were present at the scene, and all of them have confirmed, our population have confirmed, journalists on the ground have confirmed that there was no attempt to disrupt senatorial elections in Buea. So they are clearly lying. And now to try to cover up the murder of these 2 students by the Cameroon army, which is a consistent conduct we have been seeing for a long time, of them killing innocent civilians and displaying their bodies in the streets, claiming that they are Ambazonian combatants. They have now come up with a picture to show Mbu Jires on his floor with a pistol and bullets in front of him. Probably these are pictures, send this picture to Yaoundé to prove that they have killed Ambazonian fighters for them to be credited for this their work. This is a consistent pattern with the Cameroon government. Each time they kill civilians, they plant weapons on them to prove to their boss in Yaoundé that they are actually killing Ambazonian fighters. Several times, Cameroon opposition party members, Cameroon journalists have made these claims clear to the general public that the Cameroon military often plants weapons on people claiming that they are Ambazonian fighters. There is a reason why they did not release that picture at first, because that picture was taken just to justify their criminal actions. This evidence that shows Mbu Jires alive in his room is proof that the Cameroon B and the Cameroon army in Ambazonia have become judge, executioner, without any charge or any procedure of Ambazonians. And this has been a pattern and their conduct throughout this war, carrying out extrajudicial killing of our people without any trial, killing innocent people, taking away their life in this manner. In this case, there are families that are mourning their 2 sons who were in university, having hope that these children, they are breadwinners someday. The Cameroon government have put out 3 different versions of their story. The first one was that these boys were involved to disrupt their senatorial election. It did not sell. The next, they claimed that these boys were part of the Ambazonian fighters that attacked CDC. And that is not true, because these boys were never around that area, and there is no evidence they have presented to show that they were part of those forces. And we know that the forces that attacked those CDC workers are Ambazonian fighters in that area. They have tried to link these boys with Sagat and with Fombat. There is no evidence that this guy had ever had any links with these people. These guys were not combatants, they were civilians living their life. It is unimaginable that university students, one who was studying masters and the other one who was a graduate for law and political science, will have time to engage in Ambazonian combat. As a matter of fact, the profile of these 2 individuals, if you look on their social media posts, they were all against fighting. They were actually part of Agbo Bala's network of human rights campaigners. Linus Mfonte was a member of the Peace Crusader who are campaigning against war. He was actually a member of the political party in La République du Cameroun. He stands for One Cameroon and was actually a member of their political party, supporting political candidates, campaigning for them on social media. This is what we know, fellow Ambazonians, that this young man, Linus, a student in the University of Buea, was outspoken and criticized the Cameroon government for the arrest of multiple youths in Maoto. He was against that, and he posted on his Facebook page that he was against the Cameroon government, that Kunyam Titus and Clovis, who are Cameroon military attachés, usually tag innocent people to be killed as Ambazonian combatants, and they will plant gun on them to prove that they were combatants. So the Cameroon government cannot get away with the murder of these two innocent students who do not fit the profile of combatants, who were not combatants, and there is no evidence that they were combatants. The Cameroon government is a murderous regime that seeks to kill everybody for their political opinion. These two students were killed because they opposed the arrest of people with Kale. That is why they were killed. Murdered in cold blood. Their head trampled upon. And Yaoundé cannot excuse themselves because they have a picture of this young man sitting with gun and bullets in front of them. They have been informed severally that this is the way their military operates, and they have the obligation to investigate and make sure that their forces on the ground do not carry out judicial killing, targeted killing of innocent civilians without any trial. The manner to which these young men were killed is an insult to our humanity as a people, and has shown our people that the hundreds of our students, hundreds of our youths that have been executed by the Cameroon army claiming they are fighters are all civilians. We remember the case in Bamenda in Old Town, where 4 youths who were studying for their GCE, preparing for GCE exam, were executed in the same manner, and drugs were planted upon them to prove that they were Ambazonian fighters. We have seen hundreds of our people killed in this manner. We have seen villages burnt to the ground because those communities support independence. We know that the Cameroon government have advocated for collective punishment, targeted killing, and the execution of our people such as this. It has been going on for 5 years. Our people should know that the Cameroon government have no credibility. Their political attaché to their military wing, Kunyam Titus and Clovis, Moja, they have no credibility. These are criminals. These are murderers of students. These are the butchers of our people. They have been doing so, the Cameroon government have been doing so for the past 61 years. The aggressiveness of this subjugation war, the brutality, the use of terrorism tactics by the Cameroon government, collective punishment, war crimes to subjugate our people is the reason why our people have picked up weapons in the first place. It is their brutality, their choice of war that has forced us to be able to defend ourselves using weapons. This was not our way of life. Our people have always been ready for dialogue and negotiations. We have proven in Canada by committing to a negotiated process that we are ready for dialogue and we do not want violence. Violence have been brought upon us by the Cameroon government led by Paul Biya. What else can we do, fellow Ambazonians? What else can we do? There have been more abuses, more mass arrests in the Atlantic states that has less attacks against the Cameroon military than in the Savannah states. So in areas where there appear to be some peace and calm, there are actually more Cameroon abuses, less freedom than in liberated areas and areas that have Ambazonians self-defense groups actively pursuing Cameroon military presence. We have no choice. Join self-defense, support self-defense so that we can have justice and end the impunity of Cameroon criminal activity in our territory and the bloodbath of our innocent people for their political opinion. We have no option. This is a national call and it is a national duty. That's why I come to you today, not as a spokesman or an official of an Ambazonian major movement, but as an activist to appeal to all of you to look at the Cameroon occupation in their face and see them for who they are. Murderers and butchers of our students, people who have burned our mothers alive, people who have executed children of 4 months old. It is a genocide when a government decides to kill people for their political opinion. It is a genocide, not just theologically. They have proven it time and time again, and we must fight and we must resist this brutal war against our people.